tie a variation on a Cascade. This fly is called an Aurora Cascade. This is a double, it's a sailor, but you can use whatever hook you choose. Now the fly has like a chartreuse or neon butt with a gold rib. So I find the easiest way to do that is to put like a green or a glow bright green onto its own bobbin and begin the tying with that. So I'm tying in a gold oval here. I'll take that down to where the hook starts to split and then put on about 3 turns of that, take it through the legs and over the top. Trim that off. And then we're going to use the thread on the bobbin to make the butt. Similar sort of way as when we tied the green butt gold cascades. So I'll put a little bit of super glue onto maybe a couple of centimeters or so of the hook, or of the glow bright, and then we wrap a butt with that, whip finish that, and trim it off. So now we're going to swap over to our fire orange thread. So put that on and come back down to this butt that we tied. So like a normal cascade, this fly has a mixture of yellow and orange bucktail for a tail. So because I tie a lot of cascades and stuff, I mix an orange and a yellow bucktail together and I keep them points down in one of these little disposable cups. So then I can just pull out a bunch as I need it. Tie that in a couple of times the body length of the fly. And trim that off slightly at an angle so that when I tie it in I get a little bit of taper to it. Now you want to put some sort of flash in the tail. In this instance I'm going to use a crystal here that's, I think this is like a orange or red or something like that. It's hard to tell because they're not really true colours as such, they're more of an accent. But tie that in and double it back on the top, and then trim the two of those off. So for a rib we're going to use some copper wire. And for the body's gold holographic. Now you can use flat gold holographic, or in this instance I'm going to use a fine sort of gold holographic gold braid. I'll tie that in as back to our butt there. And I like to put a little bit of super glue onto the underbody there, just to hold this all down. Then we'll take our copper rib and come up the body, tie it off, stretch it out straight underneath and come forward, and then wiggle that until it breaks. Now, I'm going to put in a yellow hackle here. I'll take that hackle and double it, and as per usual, doubling a hackle is in a techniques video if you want to search for that. I'll tie that in by its tip and fold it back, and then we'll put on a few turns of that. it off, and any of these fibres just flick them back, and then I want to squeeze that sort of down. Now, the wing on this one is a natural grey squirrel, so I'm going to take a bit of the squirrel off the tail, and what I'll do is grab a bunch and pull it back out at 90 degrees to the tail. What that does is it lines up the tips for me. Slide my scissors down and trim that off. Pull out any fibres I don't like the look of. So wing can be anything from body length to sort of easing down into the tail. What I like to do with this is measure it up and transfer it into my other hand for length. Trim that off straight, and then we'll take our super glue brush and just going to touch the ends of those fibres, place them up and tie them in quickly before that super glue sets. That's why I love this type of thread. So, once that's tied in, we want to add an orange hackle at the front. So again, we'll double our hackle, nip the tip of it out, tie in across the very last bit of stock and fold that back. We want to wind on a few turns of that. Two, and I take my tying thread and I hold it against the hackle and I twist the hackle, so that then whenever I wrap up through, I'm not catching fibres, or that's the plan. Get underneath and cut that off. And again, a little bit of super glue onto my thread and tie that in. I'm going to finish that off at that. And then I'm going to swap to a different bobbin, and on this bobbin I've got Glow Bright number 4, and that's to create a nice bright head. So wrap that on. Push those back. Now, this is a very unusual fly in a way, in that it has jungle cock, but the jungle cock are top and bottom, not sort of on the sides or in a V. So I'm going to take two jungle cock here, and I'm going to strip the fluff off them, set that up on top. And then I'm going to flip my vise over and do the same on the bottom. It's very awkward to do because of hooks hooks, etc. And we'll fold back the stalks. And now to create the head, I'm going to glue down a bit of the floss, and that'll create a sort of a blob of glue to wrap into. You can break these off or snip them off. And there you can use a whip finishing tool, or instead I used my hand. But that is our fly tied. Just need to varnish the head. So first up I'm going to give it a coat of super glue, and then when that dries it'll get a clear varnish. But that there's our Aurora Cascade. As you can see, the jungle cock sitting top and bottom, and I suppose the idea is that I suppose maybe if it's above a fish, then it shows it the eye, whereas if a fish was below a normal fly with the eyes on top, it may not see the jungle cock. But that's our Aurora Cascade.